We're going to round things out with our final guest. Please help me welcome to the Axios stage Carlos Phillips, who is the president and CEO of the Greenville Chamber of Commerce. Carlos, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
What's your favorite small business? No, I'll wait till the end.
I was hoping you wouldn't ask me that.
Put you on the spot right off the jump.
Yeah.
All right, so from where we sit right now, what, from your vantage point, describe the current state of Greenville small business. What's working?
Well, there's a lot working in our community right now. The quality of life is exceptional here, and that leads to a lot of opportunities. The community is growing by leaps and bounds from a population perspective. Some folks don't want to hear this, but our county of 600,000 will see 20% population growth over the next 20 years or so. So that's great, and that leads to a lot of opportunities. Advanced manufacturing remains a staple in our community, in our economy, and that continues to grow and to thrive. Professional services is growing in our community and is fueling our economy as well. Entrepreneurship is surging like you wouldn't believe here. The dream of entrepreneurial success, starting a business, and leveraging, taking advantage of our free enterprise system, that spirit is alive and well here in Greenville. And despite some of the challenges of running a small business, owning a small business, much like the guest before me, I never had the intestinal or the spinal fortitude to own my own business. I'd rather play with other people's money. But despite the challenges of entrepreneurship, that is a thriving and a growing component of our economy here.
Yeah, and you mentioned the growth. What are some of how's that going to change the landscape of small business, and what are you guys doing to help maybe prepare for that?
Well, when I think of growth, I think of opportunity. And there are certainly challenges that come along with that, but when I think of growth, I think of opportunity. So for anyone who is operating a small business, I say these are more clients, these are more customers, and hopefully small business owners, entrepreneurs are embracing the growth that we have here. There are some communities, they are not experiencing growth right now, and those small businesses in those communities are really concerned because where will they get their customers and their clients from? But I think we're blessed here in Greenville to be in a growing community, and I think small businesses will certainly benefit from that.
The Chamber's 2025 public policy agenda highlighted a few things: infrastructure, childcare, housing, as business priorities. How do these issues show up in the day-to-day lives of the small business owners that you come in contact with, and how is it important for them as you guys had this policy coming out this past year?
Well, infrastructure is important, and usually when folks talk about infrastructure, they're thinking about roads and bridges. And so how do we get people from point A to point B safely? So that's important. Also, infrastructure is transit. Our public transit, how do we optimize that? Both the public transit system and just the roads and bridges in general. We need funding and resources to do that, and I see a couple of my friends in the audience who are advocating for that quite fiercely, and we're working on that, and I think we'll arrive at a solution that will help to accelerate the development of that much needed infrastructure.
As we grow in infrastructure, you see some promising small businesses, I'm sure. What are some of the ones that maybe stand out to you the most in just a cluster of small business? You don't have to name specific ones, but are there any clusters that stand out or any sort of trends in these businesses?
So some of the most successful small businesses to me, day one, they start off with a mindset to scale, if you will. So I heard the president of Babson College, which has one of the top ranked entrepreneurial programs in the country. The president of that college, he founded Jiffy Lube, and he was chair of the board for Planet Fitness. And he encourages entrepreneurs to, if you're thinking about opening a gym, think bigger. Think about how you can scale to Planet Fitness level. And if you're thinking about opening a garage, take a moment to think about how that garage can turn into a Jiffy Lube. So think bigger. And I find many successful entrepreneurs from day one, they're thinking as if they want to scale, they want to grow, they want to get bigger. Also, I see entrepreneurs who are not only starting businesses based on their passion, but also starting businesses based on a solution that they found to a problem. I love bagels.
Who doesn't love bagels?
I love bagels. It is solving, I guess, a hunger problem, if you will. But, I think about a Jeff Bezos, and I asked a group of entrepreneurs this a couple of weeks ago. I asked, what problem was Jeff Bezos solving for? And someone said, well, shopping. And I said, no, that was not the problem. The problem was the inconvenience of shopping, that I don't have the time to go around town looking for all the things that I need. The solution was, let me sit in my chair in my home and I can shop and have everything delivered to me, to my home. That's the problem that he solved for. I would encourage any entrepreneur to not only follow your heart, but follow your head as it relates to develop solutions to the problems that people have.
As we grow, we talked about inclusion matters. And I know that, as we grow here in Greenville, how do we help that we get the accessibility and opportunities for the minority-owned businesses, the women-owned businesses, the rural-owned businesses?
Yeah. Well, I'll preface my comments by saying running any business is challenging, no matter your background, your ethnicity, or whatever. There are some heightened challenges that some segments of our community experience. At the Chamber, we launched about 15 years ago a Minority Business Accelerator program. And it is designed, its goal is to help businesses prepare to scale. And since its inception, over 120 women and minority-owned businesses have gone through that program. 90% of them are still in business today. That far exceeds the small business success rate today. So they're still in business. So, and our data said that oftentimes those smaller businesses, minority women-owned, solopreneurs, their challenges are heightened. So the Chamber decided that we could implement a program that may help, and so far it is. I also think that the minority and women-owned businesses, they want opportunity, like any other business has. They want to compete in a fair marketplace on a level playing field, and as long as we can continue to prepare businesses to compete in that level playing field, I think all businesses have a chance to succeed.
What do you think when you look at the education and training up, coming from technical schools? Jason talked about that earlier. What is the Chamber? How are you guys partnering with local schools to help them get the skills that they need, or at least the ideas to come out of school and be ready to participate in some of these businesses?
Yeah. So 15 years ago, the educational attainment rate for working age adults in Greenville was 37%. The Chamber and other partners throughout the community wanted to be a bit more intentional about increasing educational attainment rates. And today, we're approaching 52% of our working age adults here with a high quality credential or higher. So it's about focusing on more than bachelor's and master's degrees and those sorts of things. But how can we prepare someone to be an HVAC technician or a plumber? Those professions, those skills are decreasing, the talent in those skills and those positions. So how can we prepare folks for a better next step? economic mobility, if you will. How do we get folks from the bottom economic quintile, improve their chances of getting to the top? And we think educational attainment is the best path for that. We partner with our Greenville County schools here. We've partnered on a paid internship program for high school juniors and seniors. Since we launched that program, almost 800 students have gone through that program. They are better prepared to identify what they want to do and pursue their career interests. We've partnered with Greenville Tech on the educational attainment goal that we have. So I consider our school system, our technical college, and our universities, they are talent factories. They are talent factories, no different than BMW. They're producing X5 vehicles. Our schools are producing the talent that our employers need to succeed in the future. And I am so proud of how our educational systems and institutions are partnering with the chamber and our employer community to better prepare the talent for the future.
One last thing before we go. What keeps you optimistic? Is it the young talent coming up? Is it the small businesses scaling larger than what they think or having that vision? What keeps you optimistic here?
Mike, I'm in a role, and this is going to sound like I'm a Chamber of Commerce CEO.
Aren't you?
But at the risk of sounding that way, it's easy for me to feel optimistic about a lot of things that are going on in our community right now. Everything seems to be working. In order for things to continue working as they are, we've got some growth-related opportunities that we need to address. And I tell folks, some folks call them challenges, but I say, growth won't solve every problem, but you can't solve any of them without it. And we're fortunate to be in a community that's growing. The quality of life is great. The talent that we have here wants to get more talented. They want to do better. And we're in an enviable position here. I'll also say that things will get better if maybe the chamber partnered with MasterCard on some of these programs that you've got. I've heard about some of the great programs that you're working with small businesses, and we want some of that. As our governor would say, I like it, I love it, I want some more of it.
All right, with that, we're gonna end right there. You guys can talk afterwards. We'll set that up with you. But anyway, thank you everybody for being here.